Hello, everybody. Welcome to Grey Cup Game Plan. I'm your host, Mike Valente. Thank you for joining us as all month long we here at Shaw TV are celebrating the culture of Canadian football, past, present, and future. We've got another great show for you this week, and to start us off, let's go across the West. This is Across the West here on Grey Cup Game Plan. My co-host this week is CFL alumni and former Blue Bomber, Obby Khan. Obby, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
We're very happy to have you here, and I want you to almost pose as commissioner for this segment, because there were a few rule changes in the CFL implemented this season, and whether it's any sports league, sometimes you tweak the rules a little bit, right? Whether it's to improve the quality of the game, the entertainment value, it happens from time to time. What did you like and not like from the rules this season?
Well, I agree with you. The game has to evolve. The players are getting bigger, faster, stronger. Fans want more. They want more scoring. They want bigger hits. I like the fact that they moved the extra point back. I think that has been a game changer. I don't know what the stats are, but there's been numerous games that have been won or lost based on that, and that's what they want. When I used to play, it was an automatic. It was a gimme. You'd go out there, and we'd all say, what a waste of time. This is crap. You're going out there, you bend over, you kick a ball, you get the point, you run off the field. It would waste a solid 5 to 10 minutes of the game. Fans didn't like it. Now you go back, makes it exciting. Everyone's a do or die sometimes.
And the CFL really has that reputation of being that exciting game. Yeah. So you think this improves it?
I think for sure it does. I also like the punt rule that they added, that the 5 guys can't run downfield. Again, they want to make it exciting. Fans want bigger. They want louder. They want more points. They want bigger returns. So the 5 guys blocking up front can't run downfield until the ball's kicked. Love it.
Perfect. Okay, so let's get some more reaction now out in Edmonton. Our Shaw TV correspondent, Tim Dancy, is standing by with Brian Hall. Take it away, guys.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Tim Dancy in Edmonton, joined by broadcast legend Brian Hall, who's in the CFL Hall of Fame as a builder, the Eskimos Hall of Fame. Brian, you've been at it a long time. You broadcast Eskimo games.
Wait a minute, a long time, 45 years. I did the games from 1965 up until just a few years ago. And, of course, I started covering this club in 1953. They were around starting in 1949, so I've covered them all but 4 years of their existence. I've seen a lot of football games.
And a lot of Grey Cups, too.
Oh, close to 60 for me.
Any favorite memories?
This is the 103rd coming up, you know, the one that's coming up in Winnipeg. So I've been to about 60 of them, coming close to that. And any favorite memories? Every game is different. There hasn't been one of all the games I've seen that has been the same. There's always some different aspect. You've had a fog bowl. You've had all kinds of crazy things that happen, and it's been marvelous. I mean, it's just one of the great events in our country. The Grey Cup is every year.
Yes. Brian, in Winnipeg, they're asking the question, how can the CFL be improved? If you were commissioner, what would you do?
Wait, what do you mean? Why do we always talk about how do we improve? Because people would say, well, you got to get better. But let me ask you this. What's really wrong with the game? I mean, we have 110 yards goal line to goal line, 65 yards wide, 20-yard end zones. We've got the ball is live. There's none of this touchback stuff or any of those things. I mean, I love what they've done with the convert. That's a nice rule change. I love it. I like the new rule about covering on receivers downfield, no more past the 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. You know, those things have opened it up some. But it's wonderful. It's a great game, and it's a 3-down game, which makes it very, very challenging. There's no wasted down. You better be sure what you're doing.
Maybe the question is, how do you get more people in the seats?
Well, you'd have to ask people that. You know, we are our own worst enemies, Tim. I don't know why we think that we live in some godforsaken place in North America that is always cold, but they have in New York City a Super Bowl in early February. If you look in December and so on, the places like Green Bay, Wisconsin, and Chicago and other places, they're in snowstorms and they have all kinds. They don't complain. They just go. We should not be so namby-pamby, you know, like we at times get a little wimpish, we Canucks. We're always sort of putting ourselves down. We live in a great city, a great country, we have a great game.
And the entertainment value is there, of course.
Well, sure as heck is for me.
Thanks, Brian. Back to you guys.
Namby-pamby. Thank you very much to Tim Dancy and Brian Hall. And we're out of time.
Yeah, that's the quote of the day, namby-pamby.
Any thoughts on what Brian Hall had to say?
I mean, I agree with most of what he was saying. His charisma was out there. He's very energetic. I truly believe the game for the game for what it is, the CFL is more exciting. You got bigger plays, you got motion in the backfield unlimited, you got 3 downs like you said, so every down counts. It's a wider field. There's 70%, I think, the average is passing to run ratio, which is exciting. We just got to get out. We got to get out. We got to watch the game. We got to support it. I think what the biggest difference in the NFL and CFL is all just the hoopla around the game.
Right.
The namby-pamby.
The namby-pamby.
Right. It's all the robots on Fox. It's the airplanes flying
right.
over. It's the hoopla that people are wowed by. The game itself, CFL any day.
I want to get your thoughts on a big theme this season: protecting the quarterbacks. This season, BC, Edmonton, Montreal, Winnipeg, Hamilton, and Saskatchewan lost their starting quarterback for a significant amount of time at some point this season. Mm-hmm. Can we protect the quarterbacks more, and should that be a high priority issue for the league?
No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. I mean, some of the hits that are illegal, and they're good. There's nothing you can do. You can put in a million rules if you want, but if a guy's going to take an illegal hit, right. or he's going to slip and hit the quarterback on his knees, there's nothing you can do to prevent that. Number one, toughen up quarterbacks, namby-pambies.
Namby-pamby.
And number two, no, the quarterback's got to be free game. And it happens. It's one of those years where players get hurt, quarterbacks are getting hurt this year. I think they've done a good job with it. Get better offensive linemen maybe,
wow.
right? Maybe get better protection schemes, shorten up the pass game. You know, as far as protecting the quarterback goes, no, I don't think the league needs to do anything on that. They're doing everything, and if you put too many rules in there, it's going to end up being, oh, you pushed him, 15 yards. Oh, you hit him in the chest, 15 yards. Oh, you hit him too high, 15 yards. And then what's the game then?
You heard it here first. Obby Khan, this is Across the West here on Grey Cup Game Plan. The show continues on Shaw TV.
Actually, I was never drafted by a CFL team. I had to practically beg for tryouts. I was cut numerous times, played one exhibition game with the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and then went and tried out with Montreal. Came back to Calgary, and I caught on with Calgary very fortunately, and spent 13 years with the Calgary Stampeders. Just a dream come true. Winning a Grey Cup, it's something that when you go in, you know, I was fortunate to win a couple of individual awards, but they don't really, you don't play for that reason. You play as part of the team and try to achieve those team goals, and winning a Grey Cup was such a huge thrill. The other individual game that stands out is the 1991 Western Final for me personally, just because I'd never won a football game in Edmonton at college or CFL in Edmonton prior to that date. And to go in there and be 17 points down at the end of the third quarter and to actually win that game. The Calgary fans stormed onto the field in Commonwealth Stadium, and that particular game still has the most meaning for me as a Calgarian and as a Calgary Stampeder. During my career, I started with the Calgary Fire Department, and I've been on now with the Calgary Fire Department since February of 1989. So next spring it'll be coming up 27 years. Very fortunate to be part of two great teams. The Calgary Fire Department, in so many ways, it parallels a lot of the things we do with football. In football, there's a lot of practicing for a big event, and many people watch what you do. You're always in the public scrutiny. And here with the Calgary Fire Department, it's much the same, where we do a lot of practicing, we work very hard, and then when the time comes where we have to perform, we have to make sure that we're on our game as well. I've gone through the ranks now. I started out as a probational firefighter and moved up through the positions within our department, and now I'm a battalion chief on one of the shifts here. Football, there's so many specialized roles because of the different body types. You've got small, fast guys, you've got big, strong guys, you've got kickers. And I would say the fire department is very much like that. We have a lot of diversity, but we include everybody in the common goal. We serve the public, and that's what we do. Every day when we come to our job here, we keep in mind why we're here, and that's to serve the citizens of Calgary. Everybody here understands and realizes there's individual roles to play, but if we can't achieve our role successfully individually, we can't achieve our role collectively to serve the public. And it's a great atmosphere to work in. I can't imagine a more fulfilling job than working in the Calgary Fire Department.
There was no Grey Cup game from 1916 to 1918 due to World War I, and in 1919 the game was cancelled due to a rules dispute.
Set pieces for Shaw TV's Grey Cup game plan provided by Blue Moon Furniture.